a recording of it. So, okay. Well, welcome to Connect, Collaborate, and Create New Income Streams. We are so excited that y'all decided to join us this morning. For those of you who may not know us, my name is Cheyenne Kramer. This is my better half,
Don Kramer. Hello, everyone.
And, a year ago, who would have known what in the world we were all going to see in the past 12 months? Who in the world had any clue about some of the challenges of people all of a sudden losing jobs and people who have been in business sometimes for a very long time, all of a sudden seeing businesses collapse? It has been a challenging year for so many. But I'll tell you, it has been extremely exciting to be able to see that there are businesses who have grown in the past year. And what we've come to see and come to learn so often in the past year is that there are lots and lots of ways that people can get involved in either expanding their existing business, perhaps adding an income stream to a nonprofit organization, or just if you haven't been in business before, kind of sticking your toe in the water and getting to know some folks and collaborate with folks. That's a big part of what this event is all about, is teaching you about simple ways to collaborate with people and be able to make some money at home. Is nothing wrong with it. If you haven't muted yourself, please do that, because we are recording and we want to try to keep the background noise to a minimum. If we need to mute you, we can do that. But at the moment, let's see. All right. There we go. Well, anyway, so welcome. Hopefully you're going to be able to learn some new things as part of this event. We're doing a lot of real leading edge kinds of things, and hopefully you'll get a sense of that as we go along. Just to let you know, We Care Partnerships was established about 10 years ago now, and it came about as a result of a huge financial crash that Don and I went through. And we kind of came face to face with some of the systems that seem to keep people caught in poverty. And as we were recovering through the unexpected event that we went through, we started to understand how powerful small businesses can be in helping to lift up our communities. And so that's our mission. We're calling it Small Business Power now. We have a new version of our podcast that's called Small Business Power. And we are all about helping small businesses to learn, to grow, and to just be able to launch more of them. So I hope you find some inspiration in this particular event, and hopefully some new ideas on some really amazing ways to make things happen in your world. So I want to take just a moment. I know that Rick Mabe is here somewhere. Gosh, we got so many people on the screen. It's interesting, but there he is. Rick, will you please say hello? Rick is one of our brand new partners of We Care Partnerships Network, LLC. And please introduce yourself and tell them about the Hope Institute real quick.
Hi, it's nice to see you all. This is Coach Rick. Yes, I've known Cheyenne and Don for about 10 years and maybe a little bit more than that. We started together here recently. We joined hands in this great We Care partnership. The Hope Institute was started back in 2017 with the Hope Formula. I got a message in 2013 to start teaching honesty, omnipotence, pure love, and essence as my message. And so I wanted to start being able to help people to understand what it is that Hope Formula brings to the table. The best way to do that, we thought, was to be able to bring that with through a nonprofit. So we started doing that and joined with Cheyenne and Don to integrate with We Care so that we could bring the Hope Formula and the Hope Institute to bear on people who need it, because the people who really need what we have can't really pay for what we want to give them, right? So we want to do that through this non-profit, and with We Care, we can help do that. So we're together, we're moving forward. We've got some great programs we're working on across Virginia and North Carolina and Pennsylvania and other places, and Canada. So we're really excited about what we're doing, and we're really here today to just bring all of you together to really join and move forward with all of our socially conscious businesses to help people. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rick. We're so excited to be working so closely with you these days. So let's just do a little bit of housekeeping, because I know some of the folks who may be on here today may not be quite as familiar with the Zoom environment. And we want to just kind of let you know that how we're going to do this is we're going to go through and keep people on time track as best we can. We got started a couple minutes late, so hopefully we'll keep it all moving here so that we can get everybody in here and get people back to their Saturdays where you can do whatever with your families. But down at the bottom of your screen, if you're not familiar with Zoom, if you hover your arrow around a little bit and be able to just see what's going on at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that that's where you have buttons to be able to turn your mic off and on, to be able to stop and start your video. You'll also see a really important one called chat. And some of our friends already are putting some information in the chat right now. They're very familiar with Zoom, and that's a great thing. People can put contact information for themselves in here if they would like to, so that you guys have the ability to network. So you can click on that button that says chat, and then you can move over into the little block that says type message here, and you can put your information in there. One of the reasons why this is going to become important for you to understand is we're going to ask you at the end of every presentation, if this is somebody that you would like to connect with more afterwards, we're going to definitely give you the opportunity to put your information in the chat just so we know who you would like to connect with. And the other really important information for you is at the end of our presentations, which should end right around noon, we're going to hang around for another hour, and we're going to have breakout rooms. So we're going to assign each of our presenters to a breakout room where you can choose to go and visit with our presenters and learn more information from them. And yes, my husband is really good at being a timekeeper, so he's going to tell me I need to wrap this up. So anyway, that's kind of our basic introduction. Again, so excited that you're here with us. And don't forget, this is just part one of 2 Saturdays. We're going to be here same time, same station, actually a different link though. So y'all will get a different link for next Saturday for part 2. So with that, we're going to go ahead and yes.
I want the presenters to know when you see me holding 2 fingers up, you got 2 minutes. Then it'll be 1 minute. And then I'll throw something at you.
Well, and of course we can always borrow from Carrie because she has her way in when you get down to the last 5 seconds, she's doing the 5, 4,
Okay,
3, 2, 1.
I'll be happy to do that.
So as she reminds us, it's not because her hand's itchy, it's because you're running out of time. So be on the lookout as you're presenting. So we're going to go forward, and we are so glad Carrie made it in. Yay! And so let us go ahead and introduce Miss Carrie George for you. Carrie George is a professional networker who has attended over 6,000 networking meetings and has been a keynote speaker for hundreds of online and live events. Her organization, CIBN Connect, has conducted over 500 live events annually for more than a decade, and she now assists thousands of business owners every year through her online networking portals. The CIBN Connect online networking programs are now attracting thousands of visitors per year, and her mastermind series has been having a dramatic effect on the revenue of entrepreneurs, changing the way they do business in our current world circumstances. As the CEO at CIBN Connect, Carrie inspires entrepreneurs with vision and passion. It is her goal that entrepreneurs should not just survive, but thrive, no matter what the economy is doing. So welcome, Ms. Carrie George.
Hello, I'm glad to be here. I should say I've been in 6,000 networking meetings, and I was thinking, and probably less than 50 were in the morning. I'm not a morning person. And probably less than 3 were on a Saturday ever. So I must really love Cheyenne to say, yes, I'm coming early Saturday morning. Yay. So yes, I'm glad to be here. I'm always happy to be in front of a group of people who are open-minded about entrepreneurialism. I'm hoping that's you. How many people in the room, raise your hands if you own a business, if you have a business of your own or something that you do on the side? Okay, great. Yeah, I like group participation. So if you got your screen off and I can't see you, I might start talking directly to you anyway. I was a pastor for 14 years. You know what we're like, right? I come right back and sit on the pew next to you and go, hey, how's this back pew going for you? So anyways, yeah, we bring people together at CIBN, business owners, so that they can get leads and referrals. So I'll tell you a little bit about where I came from and why I do what I do. As I mentioned, I had been pastoring for about 14 years. And at that time, I realized I actually felt called to go into business for myself. I thought that I needed to go and present a good example. I love what Cheyenne is doing and her husband, and what they, how they're helping the community and bringing people together and helping, the less fortunate oftentimes. And I love that kind of stuff. I worked and lived like that for years, doing things, to help people and doing it, not making a lot of money doing that in that way. And so you guys got to really support them and give them everything that you can financially and also with real resources, because it's really important that that work gets done. And it's not an easy road. I know that from personal experience, that it's really tough. I really felt like I needed to walk the walk. I was teaching a financially prosperity type of message, right? And I felt like I needed to go out there and start a business and be successful. The problem was I didn't have much business background, so I didn't start out very successful. I have to admit that the first couple of years were pretty grim. Okay. I got into business in about 2011, at the beginning of the year or so. And I had done my income taxes and realized that as I had been serving the poorest of the poor and getting poorer all the time, it was affecting my income. I was actually only making about $16,000 a year when I went into business for myself. And I was raising 3 kids on that. And that's pretty bad. Like, it's really difficult to make a living like that. And I had one of my children had some kind of special needs. She's not really a special needs, but she had some issues that were going to cost some money, mental health kind of things. And we were going through a lot of stuff at that time that was pretty difficult as a family. And she needed some therapy. And I was looking at her, and I had people in my ministry that, had those kind of issues in their 40s and 50s. And I was thinking, man, this might not get better, or might not get better for a long time. And how will I support my daughter? So I think I need to make some changes around here. So that's how I got started in business. But just having an idea does not a business make. So I had some skills. I was good at writing. I was good at talking. So I went out and I started to do the social media writing and stuff for business owners, doing their Facebook pages and LinkedIn and writing their email content and stuff like that. And as I started doing that, I got a few clients from networking. I went to networking meetings, and that's where I got my first people that I met that would want to do business with me. And, I started getting this business off the ground. But as you can imagine, there was a lot of financial difficulties with the fact that I had made so little in 2010. And so that started to catch up to me in 2011 and 2012. So even though my income started to get a little bit better, what happened was I lost everything. And I mean everything. Like I was telling Cheyenne about this one day, I was living pretty much out of my car at one point because we'd lost our home. And my kids were farmed out at friends of theirs. And so I don't know if Cheyenne has told you where I'm from, but I actually live in Canada. And you can't live in your car in Canada, okay? It doesn't work out very well, all right? Particularly when you get to like, October, Usually the first snow falls in October, and the temperature drops to like minus 10,000, and like dogs freeze to death when they pee on a hydrant. So you cannot be living our homeless people are really, really tough in Canada. Okay. You have to be super, super tough because it's really difficult. Okay. You kind of get in a picture, right? So if you try to live in your car in Canada in October, November, like you got one night maybe before you die. Okay. So it's not going to work out very well. So I had to kind of get my stuff together and get working really, really well, get going fast. And I used networking to do that. I got out there and I realized the only thing that I was doing that was working was when I would go to a networking meeting, people would see me and they would book my services. So I went to more and more networking meetings. And I started to stand out at one of those groups because I was there all the time. He probably wanted to get rid of me, but it was hard to get rid of the homeless girl. I had no other place to go. But so what I ended up doing was I actually started doing the marketing for one of these groups, and we did some horse trading because the owner of the group didn't know a lot about marketing and didn't have a lot of money to invest in that, and I really needed the clients. So when I was a leader in a group, people came to me quickly and easily, and my clientele started to grow, and I started to get more business. I began to get mentoring as well. And these are some things that I now instruct business owners that, do these things sooner instead of later. Okay. So the networking is really important, is one thing that really made a difference. And the other thing was the mentoring. I had to find people in life who were where I wanted to be, that were willing to spend some time with me and invest in me. And now, of course, when I was that broke in the beginning, I wanted to be mentored by the guys on Shark Tank, right? That's what everybody wants, right? Well, guess what? They weren't calling me. And in fact, millionaires were not really that attracted to me. So at that point in my life, I went out and found some thousandaires. Okay. I found people who were further ahead than I was, who owned their own home, who had, a couple of cars, who actually spent their summers in warmer, or their winters in warmer climates. Those became my first mentors. And I started to let them spend time with me, sow into my life, give me advice. And from there, I started to participate in a lot of networking events. And I ended up actually taking over one networking group, buying out another one with some equity partners in the next couple of years. And CIBN was born in 2013. And some pretty cool stuff happened. I mean, my income doubled actually every year for 4 years before the first plateau happened. So that went really, really well. So I began by surrounding myself with people who are positive and forward moving and knowing where they were going. That started to rub off on me. And I would encourage you to do the same. Networking will change your life. Now, I know that Cheyenne, one of her subjects today is to get people thinking about, extra sources of income and more, doing more things that would bring in more resources. And I would encourage you that is definitely true. You need to have a business. If you don't have a business, first of all the tax laws are written to work against you. So if you love to pay your government a lot of money for as little as possible, you should have a job and you should stay on that job every day. Okay, if you really like that. Because the tax laws are written in our country and in the US, same thing, to actually support people in business and small business, because business funds the country. Okay, people need the jobs, so they're trying to help you be someone who provides the jobs and gets more money moving through the economy. It's a much bigger economic lesson than that, but that's just the short version. Okay. But the point is that if you have a job and you do something on the side, let's say you get involved with even a network marketing company, or you start doing cleaning houses on the weekend, or you go around and you do yards, on after work, you mow the lawns or whatever, and you file that as a business, you now have tax deductions. Okay. And this is incredibly important. I've been asked over the years to speak to many organizations, and sometimes I remember one time I was asked to speak to this big health organization, and they're all employees, and they were making pretty good income. And one of the comments that I said from stage was that how much of a tax break they would get if they had a small business. And I even explained that you could be lousy at what this business is, okay? You could sign up to sell Tupperware or Avon or Amway, okay? Or any company like this, right? You could be the worst salesperson that there ever was. You could completely suck at those kind of businesses, all right? And if you just kept good records, you would have so many tax write-offs that you would write off against the income that you have, okay? So does that make good sense? See, I learned this when I was 20 years old. I joined Amway when I was 20 years old, and I had a job, and I got back more than $3,000 my first year on my income taxes that I wouldn't have gotten back just because I kept my receipts and my accountant, knew what to do with that. So does that make sense? Right? Who wants $3,000 back this year or more? Okay. Over the years, I've learned that you can actually get 6 or 10,000 if you do right. Okay. So it's actually it's a good idea. So you want to be doing things where you're open-minded, you're open for money coming towards you, okay? And I have found over the years, as I have been open-minded about these types of things and open-minded about networking, that opportunities come, right? And it's when we put up the stop, we go, nope, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not interested in that, then you're closed, And if you're open for business, if you do have a business, I've seen a lot of hands go up, people who do own businesses. I would encourage you, get used to doing what Cheyenne was talking about when you're coming into networking events. If you went to a live networking event, what would you do? You'd hand out a business card, right? Lots of business cards. Most people would do that, right? Most people have business cards. Well, when we go into these online situations, people sometimes get a little stingy with their contact information. So I'm going to show you here. You do this over and over and over again during the meeting, just like I just did. Share your contact information. Now, I know I've met people who say things to me like, oh, Carrie, no. I don't want to put my phone number out there to strangers, there might be somebody bad out there. Well, there might be, true. They're sometimes they can be anywhere, right? But here's the thing. You may starve to death if you don't put your contact information out there, because the only way for people to do business with you online is for them to see you. So on your LinkedIn profile, you need to do that. Phone numbers on there so people can contact you. Okay. You want to be able to contact it. It's like having a big "I'm open for business" sign over your life. Okay. And I mean, if you are in the witness protection program, maybe it's not the best time to be in a business, right? So you want to actually put that out there and be able to do that. So I have found over the years that the businesses that we've worked with have done really well in a networking organization that we have put together. We have training for our business owners. And all kinds of stuff to help them with their social media. Like, for instance, one thing that's coming up right now is a 7-day challenge to make 700 pieces of content for their social media. And it costs a whopping $17 if they're not already a member. And a membership with CIBN is only $59 a month. And it gives them access to lots of meetings and lots of people. So I would encourage you today to check out our organization, the CIBN.com. We have multiple meetings going on. You will find us at the CIBN.com. I put my information there inside. There is the event page there. And I'd like to do something special for you today. We have a meeting that runs every Thursday that Cheyenne is part of, and many people here are actually part of this meeting. It happens Thursdays at 4:00 Eastern. We would like to invite you to come and check it out for free. Who likes free? Would you like something to come and do something for free? Okay, awesome. All right, so if you want to know what to do to actually get into there, you have to be registered to get the link. So that's my information there again. What I want you to do is to text that phone number with your email address. Remember, I said don't be stingy. I can't send you the link if you don't send me your email address. Okay. Send me your first and last name and your email address, and I will register you for the event, and you can come in for free and check it out next Thursday. And we would love to have you. And as I always say, happy capitalism. Cheyenne, you have to unmute yourself.
Isn't it
Now I
fun?
can drink,
Who's on the other foot?
right, now I can drink Michelle's awesome coffee because I had to get up way too early this morning.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you, Carrie. We appreciate you sharing all that awesome information. And, you know, people can also, if it's easier, if you can just put CIBN in the comments, let us know that way too. We can make sure, you know, just put that in there, and you can put your email address in there, and we can pick you up that way if you'd like an invitation to Carrie's next meeting. It is worthwhile. I'm telling you, we've been involved since last April, and it's been amazing.
Yeah.
So next up is Ms. Michelle Phillips Nystrom, and we are so excited to have her with us here today. Michelle is the founding partner of Clearwater County Coffee Company, but she sees herself as more as a coffee connector, connecting people with platinum cup of coffee rather than just a CEO. Her goals for her company and herself are to help make the world a better place, not only by providing quality coffee, conversation, and friendship, but by also being involved in an organization like the ones that we have to make a difference in people's lives. So may I introduce to you Ms. Michelle Phillips Nystrom. Go ahead, Michelle.
Well, thank you, Cheyenne. Good morning. And as Carrie alluded to, it is really morning here. But I just want to say before I start, thank you, Cheyenne and Dawn, for working so hard and bringing all this together for us. And that I am a part of CIBN also. And it's awesome. Our business grows like crazy. So I just wanted to mention that. I kind of have written some down because I get like really sidetracked. So I have limited time. So good morning. My name is Michelle, and it's Cheyenne with an awesome cup of coffee. Approximately 64% of North Americans drink coffee, and we believe that every one of them should have access to a coffee that makes them say, coffee. Coffee is tasty, has numerous health benefits, and its own culture. I'm thankful to be here today at such a great event to share with you about our company, Clearwater County Coffee Company. We are a family-owned and operated international company that is very passionate about people and coffee. We place a high value on honesty, integrity, and client care, providing excellent coffee and great service for the best possible price. Our motto is platinum coffee in a gold world. Our coffees, which are roasted to perfection, come from all over the world, countries like Colombia, El Salvador, India, Ethiopia, and South America, to mention a few. We sell single origins and blends, which are available as whole beans or ground to a drip or an espresso grind. Today, we are potentially offering 4 different opportunities. The first is for people that would love to have their own business providing coffee. The second is for business owners that would like to carry our coffee in their existing business or resell with their branded products or their label on our coffee.
Would you like to?
And the third is charitable organizations or schools that would like to use our coffee as a fundraising opportunity. And lastly, to become a customer with a portion of your purchase being donated to WeCare. If you think you or your organization may be interested in any of these, please feel welcome to join me in the breakout room later.
I'm enjoying
I look forward to meeting
Yeah.
some of you with networking or in the breakout.
Yeah.
There's somebody
Thanks,
who has
Cheyenne.
not muted their phone or their computer. Please, if you haven't muted your computer, I'm trying to find a person. I haven't been able to do it. So if you're not muted, please do, because we're hearing background noise. So thank you for your assistance. And thank you, Michelle. And if people couldn't quite catch all of that, just know that Michelle is offering different ways to be able to be involved.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, we need to find.
Okay. Please mute yourself.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna figure out how
I
to.
think it looks like it might be Carolyn Hassett,
Yeah, I think
at least on my screen.
I'm gonna mute everybody here for the moment, and if you're up to speak, we'll take care of it. All right, there we go. So I believe, hopefully I'm not muted. Nope, I'm not. Everyone is muted at the moment, so we'll let that go. All right, Michelle, did you have anything else that you wanted to share, lady? Don says you still got some time, so go ahead and unmute. Hopefully you can unmute with the button right now. There you go. Go ahead, lady.
My goodness, I'm not sure what to share. Like they say, we love coffee and we love people, and coffee and people go together so well. That we would invite you to our breakout room after to chat if you have any further questions. I'll just pass my time, Cheyenne, because you said we're a little behind anyways. Oh yes, and Carrie has my awesome cup.
You know what? I could tell them some great things about your coffee if you got just a minute. This coffee is delicious. Okay, I'm a coffee snob. Okay, I'm one of those people. Okay, I actually would never take a client to someplace lower cost than Starbucks, because that's like the lowest. All right. So Michelle's coffee is awesome. It tastes better than Starbucks, actually. And it is a very high quality, and she's got several flavors. I really like the Rocky Mountain House. The Black Gold is also very popular with people. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but sometimes I like to put things in my coffee, and it's really good with Michelle's coffee. So in fact, I think I might just go get some right now. Is it too early? It's one of the
Never.
things I love about Zoom meetings is that you can start day drinking early.
Okay.
You're silly.
Yep, let's
Okay.
move it, yeah.
All right. Well, let me also just add a couple of additional things in here too, because, Michelle has had store owners who have carried her coffee, but she's also looking for individuals who might like to do, in-home coffee tasting parties, things of that nature. And even though Carrie didn't mention it, I'm going to take this opportunity because, we encourage anybody who's a business owner here to come out and experience CIBN. But I'm going to tell you that I did something when I joined CIBN that is available to anybody. If you like the idea of networking and you like the idea of free training as part of that networking experience, you can always become an affiliate with CIBN as well. And Carrie's going to be launching a new affiliate training program here really soon. And, that's something you might want to talk to her about. You can always earn your fee and be able to go for free. I like that. Earn your fee and be able to go for free. That's my new tagline. She's going to write it down.
Okay, guess who what?
Guess what? Am I the next one up here?
Up next is Miss
Have
Jan.
Michelle put up her website or a connection.
All right. Yes, Michelle, if you haven't included
think
your
she did.
website here, she might have. I thought I saw her put it up here somewhere. It might be. Yeah. And don't be afraid to put your information up more than once, because if somebody drops off for a minute or they come in late or whatever, they might not see what you would put up there. So I'm not. Oh, there's
There it is,
Michelle.
right
She was
there.
one of the first ones. So she's up at the top of the chat, and she's got both a Canadian and a US website. So that's important to know too. I tried to order off the Canadian site one time. It didn't work very well, but I order off the US one and it works great.
Okay,
So
move it.
make sure that you take a look at that. All right. So the next thing, I wanted to just talk to everybody about one of the opportunities that we work with through We Care Partnerships. And it's an important one because guess what? I've done the health insurance thing on the marketplace in the past. And I was just absolutely appalled at how high the deductibles were for healthcare. So if you've had any kind of a challenge in the past with trying to find reasonably priced healthcare, I just want you to know that that is an important thing to know. There are alternatives. It's called a healthcare co-op. And that is exactly what we want to at least make people aware of. The co-op is a very different situation because, I don't know, let's stop stopping me. It's a very different situation because there's no deductibles. There's no exclusions on pre-existing conditions. And in general, the cost of the co-op is about half to 2/3 of what most healthcare insurance plans are. They operate a little bit differently in that, right off the bat, you get the benefit, but you also end up paying for part of your procedures right up front. So the plan does include having a primary care doctor where you can get $10 or $20 copays to go and visit your doctor. But say you had a $500 situation, that an in-office procedure. The way that works is first the company negotiates that down, typically to 40 or 50% off, and then you split the cost of that procedure. You pay half and the co-op pays half. And for some people, this is a much more amazing way to be able to get healthcare coverage. So take a look at, if anybody has interest in learning more about healthcare co-ops, just know this is a way that people can make money from home, and it costs them absolutely nothing to sign up. Now, I know we got a lot of friends from Canada here, and we're so thankful that they are here. But the fact of the matter is that this is not available in Canada. So it's only for our US people here, but anybody can get involved in selling it for free. So if anybody has an interest in learning more about the healthcare co-op, see us as part of the breakout rooms. We'll probably stay in the main room and we'll be setting up the breakout rooms for everybody else. And if anybody's interested in knowing about that co-op, you can put healthcare in the chat as well. And then we'll know that you're somebody that we should follow up with. So those are the things. In fact, if you're interested in what Michelle was talking about with the coffee, either as a consumer or somebody to help her sell the coffee, put coffee in the chat. Again, that's a way that we can be able to follow up with you and know that you have an interest in some of the things that are going on. A lot of our presenters here have opportunities where it does not cost you to be able to get involved in making money from home. So that's an important thing to know. Not all of them are there. And I will also put in a kind of a, I forgot the word, somebody probably knows it out here, but a disclaimer, that's it. We all know that there's opportunities to be able to make a lot of money from home. But we know that it takes some work. So we're not here to make any guarantees about income for anybody, regardless of what they're doing or how they're doing it. But we are here to make sure that people have the opportunity to be able to take a look at all of these different ways that you can make money from home, because they are many and they're amazing, and it's a good thing to check out. So I don't know why we can't seem to shift the screen around right now. We're trying to, and it's been a bit of a challenge here for the moment, but it's all good. Yep.
So, Cheyenne, can I ask a quick question? This is Michelle.
Sure.
Yeah, so how long will we be in the breakout room? Because if it's not for me, I may be thinking of somebody that would be a good referral for some, and I want to be able to tell somebody else information. So will we be in the breakout room like 10 minutes, or like we could put down 2 breakouts?
Well, the thing is that we're going to allow people to come and go out of the breakouts as they want to. So
okay.
You will get to choose what rooms you want to go to. And then, the breakout session button at the bottom of your screen will allow you, if you've talked to somebody enough, you gave them the information, and then you want to hit the breakout button again, you can pick any other screen to go to.
Oh, nice. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
That's a very good one. Very good one. All right. So next up, I'm actually going to share my screen. So hopefully that works out well, because we want to be able to show you a short presentation that is about this whole idea of having simplified ways to be able to expand your income. These are things we've been working on and working with for a number of years. And so hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be able to pull up our presentation for you to see. Where'd it go? There it is. Boom.
I'm gonna start you.
You're gonna start me? Okay. My timer, he's so good. He keeps me on track. Yay! Okay. Hopefully this is working. Can I get a thumbs up from somebody if you can see my PowerPoint presentation? Awesome. Thank you. Very good. So these some of the presentations that we're doing this weekend, next weekend, are things that have been developed as part of We Care Partnerships Network. And, you know, we are just excited to be able to share some of this information with you. Hopefully it'll help you to understand that it doesn't have to be difficult to add new income streams into what you're doing. So, you know, I don't know, you might have some things you can stick in the chat here. You know, I'm curious about what your thoughts are in terms of what stops businesses and nonprofits, because we're very much about helping nonprofits to fill their funding gaps as well. What stops businesses and nonprofits from adding new income streams and protecting their future? Because I think that's one of the lessons that many of us saw last year was, oh my goodness, if a business had all their eggs in one basket, and God forbid they were not already doing business online in some way, shape, or form, then they ended up finding out that, you know, the world of being locked down at home was not very friendly to them. And that is a really, really sad and scary kind of situation. So, you know, there's many reasons, and I'm sure I'm almost afraid to check the chat right now. I can see some people are putting some great ideas in there, but I don't want to mess up the screen here. So whatever ways that you guys are thinking are probably exactly right. I know that some of the main things that I have heard businesses tell me in the past is, you know, oh, I don't want to take the focus off of my primary work or mission. And that makes sense. I mean, good Lord, you went into business for a reason, to be able to do something specific. And you don't want to lose that focus. It's kind of would be a ridiculous thing to do so. But what if you don't have to lose your focus? What if you can improve your customer service just by being able to offer additional things as part of your business, where you can become more of a, I like to think of it as a one-stop shop for a lot of things, and, you know, increase your income at the same time, all while doing something you probably already do. And I'll give you an example to think about in terms of what I'm talking about, one that you've probably heard something about. Because if you happen to be a realtor, or if you know a realtor, or you've ever bought or sold a home, you probably know about something called the multiple listing service. And what is so amazing about the MLS system? It basically allows realtors to come together and collaborate. So you can have one person who has a customer, one person who has a house listed. They come together and make the sale happen, and both of them end up making an income. I like to refer this as to joint venturing. You know, multiple listing service is just a formalized way of joint venturing with another business owner. And a number of years ago, I had the opportunity as a recruiter. I was a technical recruiter for 8 years, and I was able to do the same thing. I was able to partner in a network with recruiters and be able to, sometimes I would have the candidate and they would have the client, and some way at times it was the other way around. And I'll give you an example of that, because here's what I want you to hear. You can make additional income streams without necessarily having to be the expert, because you can rely on somebody else's expertise in a particular situation. In this case, as a recruiter, I had a client that I was very excited about working with, but they wanted COBOL programmers. Some of you have been around IT for a while, you know COBOL programming is an old language, but at the same time, there's way too many systems out here that are still built on COBOL. I didn't know anything about it, but I was part of this network. I was able to plug in and go find the people who were experts in COBOL programming. And they were able to bring me those people, and I was able to place them in this company without knowing much about COBOL programmers at all. I was just the connector. I was the connector between the people who understood what COBOL programming was all about and about the company who wanted COBOL programmers. I was just the connector in the middle. And we got to split some very nice fees. In fact, I was able to bring people so fast to that company. I beat out every other recruiter, and there was about 10 of us. I beat out most of them and filled most of those positions before any of them could, because I had improved customer service by being able to work with people. And that is what I want you to just hear and just really internalize, is this whole concept of joint venturing with other people. And, you know, a joint venture is nothing more than a promotional collaboration. And it's based on knowing, liking, and trusting your joint venture partners. It involves a commitment to help promote and refer. And there's no reason that there can't be monetary rewards as part of that. So think about that. It's about promotional collaboration. And quite honestly, you know, I love the fact that Carrie is here with CIBN, because, you know, she represents a networking organization. And if we're involved in networking, and I don't care whether it's through CIBN or BNI, or, you know, there's lots of free organizations out there. If we're involved in a networking organization, aren't we already committed to promotional collaboration? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing as a member of those organizations? All we're saying is, if you all know, and I know the number of business owners that are here, that if you all know that marketing and prospect generation is one of the most difficult challenges to overcome in business, because if you can't find the potential clients, how in the world can you sell to them? If you can't figure that piece out, then you're dead in the water. And so to me, the whole idea of being able to joint venture with people and be able to earn monetary rewards for doing that is one of the most valuable services that we can provide, not only to other business owners, but to our customers. Because now you become that interviewer. And I know we've got some good interviewers who are sitting here with us today, because I know a lot of the people who are here. They're good interviewers. They know how to go about asking questions and pulling out the needs from their customers. And as they do that, if they are joint ventured with people they know, like, and trust, that's the biggie. And, you know, that is got to be part of your personal vetting process in all of this. But joint venturing is a good idea to be able to start to create income. I use Don as a great example of this. Dear, you want to explain a little bit about what you did with your copier company a number of years ago?
Sure, no problem. I used to own what was called, company was Copiers After Hours. And we did copiers, printers, and faxes. The only trouble, everybody needed toner. I didn't have time to redo toner cartridges. I found somebody who would do that. We joined together. I didn't want to do printers all the time, so I found someone who do printer repair. So the three of us worked together, and we each actually increased our business, because the gentleman doing toner cartridges didn't fix copiers. So my company would fix the copiers for him. He got paid referral money. The same with the printer. When I had a guy go and work on my printers for my customers, you know, he got paid. We both got paid. So basically, all three of our income went up because we worked together and not being competition against each other.
That's it. That's it. You know, and you were just doing a good job with your customers, right?
Yes.
You'd fix their copier, but you would ask them, how's your printers doing? Do you need any toner? Can I assist you in any way? And then he would refer off to those people and be able to have an additional income stream. it's really much simpler than most people think to be able to expand your cash flow. But it came about because you asked questions, right?
Definitely. You got to ask questions and you have to be able to agree with other people.
Absolutely. Know who you're referring for
That's
sure.
true.
So, so this kind of concept is what we are all about, is in building joint venture teams. And everybody here, and I don't care whether you're involved in something that someone would call network marketing or direct sales, or whether you've got your own product that you have created, or you're like Michelle and you've got this coffee company, it doesn't matter what kind of company you are. You have the ability to play coach in your company, and you have the ability to be a connector and a consultant. The cool thing is that obviously you need to be a consultant for your company because you're the one who knows your product and service best. That's what we call ourselves at We Care Partnerships and also Triangle Solutions Alliance, is we are a consulting company because we bring together all of these individual independent consultants under our umbrella, and we play connector for you, just like we are everybody here today. We were the connector source, bringing people together to expose you all to some amazing business people that we know, like, and trust. And we're just so grateful that they're here, and we wanted you to know about them too. So we're just playing connector. They're all consultants. And yeah, I mean, it was a way for us to create a new income stream to bring all of these wonderful consultants together for you. So just know that I don't have to be an expert in Carrie's business and John's business and all the different people who are here. I just need to be a good connector, and there's ways to be able to increase your income. And this is equally important for the nonprofit community, because nonprofits take a hit every time the economy shifts, and we know that. And it's getting harder with competing for grant money. It's getting harder for, getting the donations when an economic shift happens. And so, this is another way that we can partner in the nonprofit community and create those joint ventures so that they can create new income streams as well. If you're in business, you play the consultant, they can be the connector. Obviously, you got to take the time for them to know, like, and trust you, because they're not going to work with you if they don't. So, I got stuff popping up on my screen. Not good. There we go. So anyhow, do you refer people to other resources on a regular basis? Can you create a new income just by being a connector and working with other people who are already in your space? Is there a way you can create a team, just like Don did, of people who are doing similar things? Maybe not a direct competition with you, but then again, I don't fear competition. I say, let's collaborate. Let's figure out how to work together, because Don had the ability, you had the ability to fix those printers, right?
Oh yeah, I had actually people working for me, but we were so busy with the copiers. That's why this worked out great for all three of the companies.
Exactly. So you didn't need to, become focused on fixing the printers. You just knew who to refer to. You knew how to create that joint venture team. And the three of you continued to grow together. And that's the picture that I want you all to be able to get in your mind is, can you just be a connector, doing things you already should be doing if you truly are in networking, and be able to make an additional income stream? Yes, my lovely assistant here is keeping me on track and letting me know that I'm about out of time. And I think next up is I've got one more thing to be able to share with you. That's part of what we have been building under the umbrella called We Care Partnerships, is lots of different opportunities to be able to share with you guys, so that it doesn't matter where your passion is. It doesn't matter what your purpose is. It doesn't matter what you want to be doing. There's something out here somewhere that can be of interest to you, that can be helpful to you. And so that's why, we're sharing several different things that are under our umbrella, and then we're bringing the amazing people to you who also have things to share. So the next thing, yeah, he's giving me the 5-4 like
Yes,
Karen
Barbara,
does.
mute herself.
Who's that? We're trying to see. Oh, okay. Barbara made it in. Welcome, Barbara. Are you able to mute yourself? We're trying to make sure that we keep the background noise down because we are.
It says mute. I think so.
All right. Let me see if
Can you hear me?
You're muted now. I got you.
Okay.
All right, good deal. Well, we're glad that you were able to join us here today, Barbara. She's in Tennessee, so we do have people. In fact, I saw right off the bat, we have some people here from Africa, West Africa, as well as across the country and into Canada. So no, this is an international event, and we find that to be so exciting. All right. So the next thing I wanted to mention to you guys about is something that is still relatively new in the marketplace. And again, we're not here to make any kind of guarantees of income. We're not here to try to twist anybody's arm to get involved in anything that we're doing. We just want to make you aware, because if you're not aware, you don't have the information you need to make decisions about things. So one of the things that has come into our space recently, and we're just kind of experimenting with it a little bit right now, is a new form of what they call crowdfunding. So I bet you that a lot of you are familiar with the idea of crowdfunding. I can imagine that some folks have heard of things like Kickstarter and Indiegogo and GoFundMe. Those are the traditional crowdfunding platforms that have been out here. And there's been some marvelous technology innovation that has happened as a result of platforms like Kickstarter, where people go and they just donate money to an idea, to a cause, to whatever, to be able to really ramp up and start up their businesses in a big way. But there's a new space right now, and a lot of people are still kind of scratching their heads over it and still trying to figure out whether it's something that they should be involved in or not. And we've been involved with a company called iClub Biz since 2012. It's a smaller direct sales kind of company, but we love them because they have the same kind of vision we do. They have put a whole lot of different kinds of products and services under their umbrella, which are really amazing and very low cost for people to get involved in helping to sell. In fact, I think they can get involved in helping to sell for the company for free. But their products even are low cost. One-time fee of $25, and we're in a travel club where we are our own travel agent. So, iClub Biz does some amazing things like that. But one of the new products that they have partnered with recently is a company called Bitlocity. And cryptocurrency is gaining more and more attention out here. And especially right now, as we're watching the stock market start to fluctuate a little bit more, we don't know exactly where it goes. What's really interesting is that starts to fluctuate, the value of Bitcoin is going up. And, we actually had been on a seminar a couple of years ago. It was before we moved into the RV. So it was at least a couple of years ago where they were talking about what they were predicting the future of Bitcoin to look like. And I'm going to tell you that, and again, it's gone down since then. And right now it's going up. And it's a very volatile kind of thing. So there are no guarantees. But we've definitely had a 4 times increase over what we originally invested into some Bitcoin, 4 times more the value than when we did this 2 years ago. And now there is a crowdfunding program. And right now it costs nothing to be able to get in to be a part of that team where you're going to be able to do crowdfunding using cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin in this particular situation. So they're putting together a bunch of education to teach people about cryptocurrency, to teach people about the blockchain technology, which is pretty fascinating when you start to learn about the possibilities of blockchains. And, who knows? there may be some opportunities here to be able to use Bitcoin as a crowdfunding tool for whatever kind of project that you might have in the future. So just wanted to make mention of that. If anybody has any kind of interest in learning more about Bitcoin and the future possibility of crowdfunding using Bitcoin, that's one of the things that we're working with. And we would invite you to let us know in the breakout room, or you can just type in Bitcoin in the chat and just let us know that that's one of the things that you'd love for somebody to follow up with you about. So I know we are just, we got, I know people are getting unmuted. Okay. So we're just about ready for our next person up, and I believe that is Ms. Dory. Would you like to read her
No, go
bio,
ahead.
or
I
you
gotta
want me
rechange-
to?
I gotta
Okay.
change this around.
My timer is heavy in the timing world. So we are going to take a little bit of a break here. As Dory said earlier, and I loved her description, she's the halftime show.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, you mean the drum chick?
The drum chick, exactly. So Dory Staley started out as a percussionist, and I know that she has a really colorful history and past as well. But she is now what is called a certified drum therapist. She is a mentor. She is a specialist working with folks who are dealing with ADHD. She's a speaker, an author, and the owner of Next Stage Drumming, known as Dory the Drum Chick. She soon realized that drumming can actually help reduce stress and ADHD issues and even boost healing. Her story of healing is amazing, and she's got 2 books out there where she talks about these things, so you might want to look her up on Amazon. Her books are all about the idea of having a passion and a purpose, and she's very, very passionate about the idea that her programs are science-based with a rock twist. Dory specialized training from health rhythms and drums and disabilities, so she really knows a lot about how to help folks. Dory offers both virtual and in-person classes and events, and no drumming experience is necessary. It's easy, safe, effective, and loads of fun. So for the next 10 minutes, if you need to take a break, you might want to go and do that real quick so we can continue on with our program. But at the same time, Dory, what can you do how to reduce stress?
Thank you so much, Cheyenne. Folks, you who don't know, Cheyenne and I go way back. So she has seen the different variations of my different businesses. So I'm here to encourage those of you who think either A, you don't have enough knowledge to do what you need to do, you don't have enough money, or you're too old. I can bust all of those myths right off the bat because this is my 4th business. All 4 of them were started with $40 or less. And I am over 60. So there we go. Did I leave anything out? Oh, also, I started with drumming as a hobby. So if you have a fun hobby that you're thinking, well, I'd love to do this, you never know who else might need it or how you can convert that hobby into a business or a ministry. Mine's a little bit of both. Welcome to my drum room. Everything you see behind me is gear that I use. I work virtually now, thanks to COVID, with people all across the US, and it works out really well. Drum therapy is a bit different than a drum lesson because I use what's known as a djembe mostly for drum therapy or drum healing. It has great sound waves. And the best part of it is it's only one surface, unlike that drum set back there. That's really complicated. It took me a while to get that. Well, you have one surface. So if you have a tabletop or your lap, you can do the same thing. I always say, if you can count, you can drum. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Zoom, you might want to hover your mouse up to the top right of your screen where it says view, and you might want to click presenter view so you can see my drum and everything else here. In fact, I might do that now so that I can get a better idea if you can see my drum or not. Actually, when I had presenter view on, Cheyenne, I was seeing you. So anyway, I hope everybody can see and hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear my voice and the drum. Okay, cool. Good, good, good. All righty. So what I do for stress relief is very easy because a lot of people need to do 3 things if you're feeling overwhelmed. This is like one of my many catchphrases. Take a breath, take a break, and tap out some beats. It really does help with clarity. It helps reduce the static in the attic, as I call it, when you just can't focus worth being. So if you're sitting behind your laptop too much, you need to let's just take a quick break. Ready? Breathe in. You can roll your shoulders a little bit and breathe out. I'm going to shake out my hands a little bit because I'm going to be hitting this drum. All right, so here's where you can use either a desktop, your lap. You know, you can take a couple of pens and tap out a beat, whatever works for you. What I start with is what is known as the heartbeat. It's 2 beats, folks. If you can count 1, 2, you can do this. Why do I start with the heartbeat? Because if you put your hand right here and you hear that boom, boom, that's going on all day through your body. Yes, you are a walking rhythm instrument. That was the first sound that you heard in your mother's womb. And that's something that connects, rhythm connects everything, and vibrations are in everything. And yes, this is science-based. However, as a person of faith, for me, this is what connects me to God. So somebody said, Dory, you're drumming out to the heartbeat of God. I went, ooh, that's deep. So call it whatever you want. It is a very interesting field. It's relatively new, about 10 years. So most people have never heard of drum therapy before. It's not a drum circle. So if you're familiar with that, this is more of guided exercises that I have created. So they're customized based on whatever the individual or group needs. So for example, somebody who has ADHD issues will get a different program or session as opposed to somebody who has PTSD or depression or needs physical healing. Drumming can help all of that and more because I've done it on myself. So I know after a freak accident in 2011, I am completely healed and restored, canceled 3 surgeries, an invasive procedure on my spine, and never took any painkillers. Woohoo. So let's do the heartbeat. I'm going to use, if you have a drum, you can grab it. If you don't, I know Laurel probably does. There we go. You're going to hit, Laurel, you're going to hit the center of the drum. That's your bass tone. I'm all about that bass, no treble, old song, sorry. For those of you, you're just going to go boom, boom on your lap. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, you ready? Keep going. 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom, 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 boom. No, Don, don't hit Shan's head. You want to keep it nice and even and steady, a little slow, because you can just stick with a beat for a while. You can close your eyes. I also use it, again, for clarity. All right. Now I'm going to add an extra beat because I need a little something, something to add to the mix. So if you can count to 2, you can count to 3. Am I right? So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we will rock you. That's the we will rock you beat. Gotta do it. Bum, bum, ching, and bum, bum, ching. 1, 2, 3, and you can sit with this beat all day. And it really does help you just focus and get in the zone. And do you know why? Because you can't think about anything else while you're drumming. So I find that I'm not thinking about, what I need to do or, what's coming up or, something that happened in the past that got all messed up or whatever. It didn't work. Like I got issues with my email provider. Thank you, Cheyenne, for giving me the heads up on that. I mean, when you're in business for yourself, or even if you're working in a company or a group, stuff happens. And the way you process and deal with that stuff is the way that you can rise up and move forward. Okay, so now you took some nice deep breaths and you can stick with the 2 beats or the 3 beats, whatever you want. But here's one that really, really helps. It's a little sweeping action. So in this part, you're going to think about something that's driving you nuts and stressing you out. Okay. Does everybody have a picture of that? Give me a thumbs up if you do. All right, good, good. All right, now we're going to sweep it away. And you can even say things while you're sweeping. Of course, you have to do this on a tabletop. You can't do it as well on your lap, but you're going to sweep it away and you're going to do whatever, say whatever helps you. Could be a mantra, could be a Bible verse, could be just words and phrases. Like when I wanted to get rid of all the cysts that were all over my spine, thanks to the accident, I was saying, sweep, sweep, all gone now. Sweep, sweep, no more pain. Sweep, sweep, done with that. Sweep, sweeps, I'm moving on. Sweep, sweep, whatever works for you. Or if you're nervous about starting a business, how about this one? I can do this. I've got the skills. God gave me gifts and talents. They're inside of you. You just need to release them. Feel the fear and do it anyway. You got to jump in, right? Or you can say, again, not trying to do anything that's going to step on anybody's beliefs, but as a Christian, I might say something like, I can do all things through Christ. Or whatever words you want to insert, feel free. You might have some affirmations, I'm capable, I'm confident, I'm creative. Pick 3 words that describe you and revisit those. All right, now we can go back to the 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Now you can take some breaths. In, out, in, out. A lot of people say, I can't do that many beats and breathe in and out. Okay, and then you go in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold it, out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, hold it, out. There you go. All right. I wish I could unmute everybody and we could jam, but that would be too chaotic. So in case people want to know, does Dory have any skills? What do you think? I play all this gear. So do I have a couple of minutes to just jam out a little bit? How's my time? 1 minute. All right. So we're just going to close out with a couple of fast beats and a drum roll. Are you ready? Drum roll, and then Laurel, this is your chance to hit that bass. We'll finish out with a boom. Ready? 1, 2, ready, drum roll. Do this on your lap. 3, 2, 1, and boom. That's what I'm talking about. The harder you hit it, the better it feels. If you have any questions about drum therapy, the types of drum that I just used, I'll put my stuff in the chat box there and you can reach out to me and have some fun, whack on a drum. My prescription is percussion. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Dory. We appreciate you very much. And we absolutely believe in, Dory's got amazing stories of people that she has helped with her drum therapy. So we're always out here trying to help her find new places to be able to get involved and be able to help heal people, because that's, good Lord, do we not need healing in this country and around the world at this point in time? We absolutely do.
All I can say, it works.
There you go. Well, thank you, Dory. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen here for a moment, and I'm going to give you just another little taste of some of the training type stuff that we do. And this time we're going to be on the other side of the fence, whereas last time we were talking just a little bit more about the power of being a good connector, of being able to refer people to something and be able to get paid for it without necessarily having to be able to, be an expert in whatever that other thing is. But on the other side of the fence, and this is one of the sides of the fences that Don and I do a lot of work on, is we definitely want to encourage people to think about what can you do to become a mentor or to provide some kind of apprenticeship in your business. In effect, what we're talking about now is training people to be the kind of consultant that you are. And this is something that is becoming so necessary. The reason I'm such a fan of apprenticeships and such is because that's how I got my start. I went direct from high school into an apprenticeship program. I had opportunities for college scholarships and such, but I did not feel like it was time for me to head to college. I didn't know enough about what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to major in, and I wanted to explore. And so for me, straight out of high school, I was able to enter into a 3-year manufacturing apprenticeship program where I learned hands-on everything in manufacturing. I ran machines. That's how I met this guy. That's an interesting story all in itself. But I was running machines. I actually became certified as a tool maker. Some of you may understand what that's all about. It was the hands-on which gave me ideas about where I wanted to go with my career. And then I was able to go to college later. And oh yeah, the company even paid for it. I don't even know if they do that anymore, but they used to. So wanted to just put this out here as another thing, because I'll tell you, a number of years ago, I still remember the difficulties of prolonged unemployment. When Don and I moved from North Carolina, or from Vermont to North Carolina, we were there because I'd been hired to be part of a plant startup. And 6 months later, that plant startup became a plant closing. And talk about devastated. Here we had moved 800 miles away from family and friends. And all of a sudden we're sitting in this space where we are, going, okay, I thought I came here to work in this plant, and now this is supposed to be 15, honey.
No,
Not
just keep
5.
talking.
Okay, good deal. But anyhow, we know that it's a difficult thing going through the unemployment deal, and that's why a lot of the work we do is dealing with long-term unemployed folks. I have dealt with the professional level and people who have been unemployed as long as 18 months, and also I've dealt with folks who have been living in homeless shelters. We've taught in prisons. We've worked with a lot of our at-risk youth. And, our passion for that comes out of the difficulties we experienced. But one of the things that happened to me was a mentor appeared for me. It wasn't something I even expected. I didn't even appreciate who she was and what she was there to do at first. And this is part of where Carrie was talking about early on about not being closed in your thought processes. You've got to get to a place of opening your mind and opening up to new possibilities to help insulate yourself and your family from future economic crises, because I don't think we're done seeing some shifting in the economy right now, folks. So I just encourage you to maintain an open mind. When this woman showed up in my space, she kept telling me, you'd make a great recruiter. And she had her own staffing company. And I kept saying, nah, that's not what I want to be when I grow up. But she kept after me until she caught me at a time when I was in a really bad space. And she said, just come and help me temporarily while I look to fill this recruiter role. And I was hurting for money, not gonna lie. And I said, okay, I'm coming, let's go do this. And I said, but it's only temporary. And she said, oh yeah, of course. Well, here's what happened. I ended up being with her for about 6 years, and she helped me develop sales, marketing, and confidence in my ability to produce my own income. She helped me to develop goal setting and, to change my mindset from one of being strictly an employee to one of learning how to start to think and act like an entrepreneur. She taught me computer and internet skills. Guess what? I was online recruiting in 1994. We were some of the earliest recruiters who learned how to use the internet for recruiting. And I became a consultant and an expert in her recruiting services. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for that amazing woman who saw something in me and was willing to take a chance on me, because I knew nothing about staffing and recruiting. And, you just don't know where you're going to find a shining star. This is how she benefited. I was the top billing recruiter out of 5 that she had every month for a full year. So, you can consider the possibilities of being a mentor, of providing an apprenticeship kind of environment in your business as a way to help expand. The thing is, I expanded her income in some big ways during those six years that I worked with her. And you just don't know who might partner with you and who might come into your business and again help you to expand it. We've worked with youth and adults who want to be mentored. This is actually a group that came to me from out of the former USSR. They were here in the States and they were like so enthusiastic to learn about what Don and I call social entrepreneurship, having a for-profit business that also has a social mission. That's what We Care Partnerships is all about, because we're out here helping in the community. And this is actual photo of a young lady who was involved with doing a flea market. And she and everybody else who was part of this event, they actually took home money that they made at the event. We're living in a time right now where too many people are struggling because they are more of a kinesthetic learner. They don't listen, they have a harder time processing auditory. They have a harder time processing looking at things visually. So they want to learn hands-on. And that's why our programs are in this mode of apprenticeship, hands-on learning, because you can change people's belief in themselves. You can change people's confidence levels. You can change their attitude when we can show people that they can be involved and be able to make their own money. And, the sad part is I've had people in my classes who have recently come out of the justice system who have sat there and cried because they told me that if I had been in their high schools teaching them these entrepreneurial skills, they probably wouldn't have gone to the streets. They probably wouldn't have learned illegal entrepreneurship, and they probably never would have landed in jail. So think about how much power small businesses have to heal our country. Think about how much power we have to solve our community-based problems. Yeah, this is my soapbox, and it's a big one at this point in time because we believe in small business power. And we believe that the future of our economy is going to lie in helping to strengthen our existing small businesses again and helping to start up a whole bunch more of them. Because Dory kind of hinted that she's a faith-based kind of gal, and we are too. We believe that everybody was made in the image and likeness of a creator. We all have it within our DNA to be creating. And why not be creating income from home? That's what we're hoping to inspire more people to do. So we have found college students, high school students, and people who have experienced the justice system who want to learn business. They could help a nonprofit raise funds while earning for themselves. And in fact, we expect that we're going to have some projects through We Care in the near future where we can actually do some of this kind of thing. We're also working with some social enterprises that are not nonprofit, but they've got a social-based mission, and they're going to be looking for help. You'll hear some more about some of that at next week's event, but they're going to be looking for help for having people help to build their membership to help work on reuniting our country and healing our country. We need healing more than we've ever needed it in the history, perhaps, of the country, at least in the last 100 years. So just put this into your thought processes and understand you can help people become consultants in your business. So, how many, I want you to think about this, how many of our presenters could you joint venture with to provide an apprenticeship program for people in general? And we're not talking just about distressed communities. We're talking about, people who may not even be unemployed, people who are working, but are starting to recognize the need for having some kind of income from home. We're talking about long-term unemployed who may be very professional people. We have some amazing people on this video right now who are amazing professionals, but some of them have been unemployed for a while. Some of them have been underemployed for a while. How many of these people can plug into something that they get excited about and become a consultant working with you? For a lot of these opportunities we're working with, we're saying, hey, stocking products not required. So you don't have to carry inventory. For a lot of different ways that we can work with people, there's no accounting required. Money gets paid directly to individuals who are earning those commissions. And there's relatively low cost startup and free to start up. So think about it, and think about it as you go into some of the breakout rooms here at the end. Who can you be partnering with? How can you come together and either be connectors for each other and perhaps find ways to increase your cash flow there, or become consultants in somebody else's opportunity? You know, you've already heard about, you could become a networking consultant and be an affiliate with Carrie George. You could be a coffee consultant and help sell coffee with Michelle Phillips Nystrom. You could be, goodness, who knows, maybe Doreen'd even like to have somebody helping to sell her drum therapy. I mean, I bet you she would love to have some folks working with her. So, you know, we've got all of these different things. Healthcare co-op, cryptocurrency, crowdfunding, these are all things where people can start to find ways to work together. At least refer to each other if you're not interested in becoming a consultant in somebody else's space. So I do believe that I am just about running out of time here on this particular issue. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. And I'm going to apologize too. I know that some people have raised their hand during this, and, you know, we're already a little bit behind. So, you know, we'll be happy to, if you can come to the breakout sessions at the end, or just stay in the main room with us, we'd be happy to answer questions, or you can go and find our presenters and ask questions directly to them. Or if you want to put questions in the chat that somebody can follow up with you, we'll be happy to do that as well. So next up is Mr. Daniel Wright. And we got to find shifting the paper. Yes, you do. All right.
My paper.
So we are excited to have Daniel Wright with us today. He says that he's he likes to say he's about half Canadian, although he comes from England. He is in Canada right now, and he's coming to us from Ottawa, Ontario in Canada. His career experiences have included a long list of marketing skills and talents, as well as a passion for health and fitness. He's been married for 38 years, which is just about what we've been married for. So that tells you something about how committed this guy is to the things and the people in his life. Although his marketing company had much success in the past, like many small businesses last year, that unexpected turn of events caused his business to kind of stall out and his frustration to rise. And he knew there had to be a better way of making some good things happen in his world. So Daniel's story fits well in the We Care partnership model, as he's now taken his knowledge and skills in marketing and combined it with his love for helping people be healthy. Be careful, his message might even convince you to stop making the big corporations rich and start collaborating to strengthen small businesses. So, Mr. Daniel, if you're not unmuted, yes, you are now. Welcome. Please tell people about what you got going on, sir.
All right. Thank you, Cheyenne. Appreciate it. So, yeah, as you were mentioning, my business blew up a little bit back in COVID March of last year. So long story short, I got exposed to Melaleuca. So I'll just quickly tell you, because first of all, I was not interested, but I'll quickly tell you what Melaleuca is. It's a manufacturing company that competes with companies like Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Palmolive, those kinds of companies. And the business model is called switching stores. So in other words, you take the $12 or the $15 you're already spending at companies like Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, BJ's, those kinds of companies, Costco's, and you're just taking some of that money and you're spending it factory direct with the wholesaler, which is Melaleuca, and they're shipping directly from manufacturer, UPS, to your front door. And because they're missing out the middleman and saving about 63%, they're able to invest into more expensive ingredients, better ingredients, safer ingredients, and that translates to a better, safer, healthier product delivered to your home. They're 35 years old, they're debt-free, and last year they did over $2 billion in sales. So, excuse me. So how good are Melaleuca products? Well, I can tell you from my own experience, they're awesome. They're jaw-droppingly effective. But you don't know who I am, and I could just be saying that. So I like data. So let me share with you the golden goose. 96, and this is data across 2 million shoppers, okay? 96% reorder rate across the board in Melaleuca. That's incredible, 96%. And of those 96%, when you share someone Melaleuca or you refer someone to melaleuca.com, they on average shop for 105 months. So that means when you refer somebody to Melaleuca, you're literally working once and getting paid for over 100 times. And this is a business that is really simple. It's like kindergarten simple, and there's no overhead. So you're not adding anything extra. What happens next, though, is incredible, because as you start referring people to this store, you begin to see organic growth happening within your organization, and you can't stop it. It's like your bills. Your bills keep coming in every single month. Well, so does the Melaleuca check, and it keeps growing, and it's good money. And remember that Melaleuca makes nearly 500 consumable products that you're using every single day, and everybody that you know is using those products, and everybody that you don't know is using those kinds of products. Melaleuca just makes a better quality one at a supermarket price. So if you're looking for cash flow, for serious, significant money that's durable, that's long lasting, and is a quality income that won't go away, then we should talk.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Daniel. And absolutely, you don't mention it, but I always kind of say, Jeff Bezos has enough money at Amazon. Start shifting some of the money to some of the small business owners like Daniel and Melaleuca. We've used some of their products too, and they really are amazing. So if you have any interest in learning more about Melaleuca, you can put that in the chat or just look for Daniel in the breakout sessions at the end of this. So I know we are running a little bit behind here today, so we're going to just move right along. And the next up, I tend to call them the Wright brothers because, we're from North Carolina, Kitty Hawk, so we had Daniel Wright, and now we've got John Wright, who's with us here today. And John began running business at the age of 12 when he took on the largest paper route in the area, 110 papers. At that time, this involved delivering papers, collecting payment, paying for the papers to be delivered, and he got to keep what was left. He learned the importance of customer service and the need to actually collect the money. He attended university, technical school, and then more university. And I hear he's kind of doing some of that again. He's a lifelong learner. John spent many years as a pastor, as well as from the age of 17 in 1971 to 2012. John served as the Canadian Naval Reserve, finishing his last 21 years as a chaplain. Along the way, he needed to find more income to support his family, and it seemed to him that helping people and businesses celebrate others was a good fit. Now he spends his time showing businesses how to grow and prosper through engaging customers with an amazing system. John's married, has 3 grown children, and 1 awesome granddaughter, and he loves to dabble in photography, video, and electronics. John, please introduce yourself and what you have that you're doing.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. It's an awesome opportunity and so all these people coming here to learn some really good stuff. And thank you, Shan, for this bringing all us together and helping us to learn from each other. That's really awesome. I'd like to talk about, there's two things. There's one, there's if you have a business, you have some problems you need to solve. And today's world, we talk about reaching out to customers and advertising and all that kind of stuff, or networking, all of which is important. And then there's the other aspect of just actually having a business and earning some extra money. So the first part, I like to help businesses to reach out and to build their customer base and to really help their customers to know that you care about them. I like you to help be able to prospect and to reach out and to bring people into your organization, to your store, if you want to call it that. And now in today's world, we talk a lot about emailing and this and that and all that kind of stuff. And so we have what we call an email box. How about having that other mailbox used, the one that the post office delivers things to? If you reach out to people with something physical, like a card, for example, and it says, hey, I'm just thinking about you, how are you doing, or happy birthday, or anything like that, you reach out to your customers, not to sell to them, but to celebrate them, to say you're an important person and I care about you. And how would you do that that's effective and actually will communicate that and won't get put into delete box every time it comes through, right? How about sending something like a greeting card? Now, I don't know if you can see this because it's white, but this is a card that somebody sent me that I know from this system. You'll see what they've done. They put my name all over it. We like to see our name. We like to celebrate ourselves, right? We like to know that people care about us. This system that I'm involved with allows you to do that and to do it in spades and to automate it, because we don't want to be spending lots of time doing this stuff. So it's called Mailbox Power, and it really is a powerhouse for you to tap into. So if you have a business and you need to reach out to your customers, this is a unique way to do it that will allow you to stand out from the crowd in spades. And I get people phoning me and saying, John, how do I thank you for the thank you? Right? I mean, or I go into a business that I sent a thank you card for, like my insurance broker. I sent them a card, and I go in a year later and I say, hi, my name's John. And they look at me and they go, we know who you are. You sent us a card. And behind the receptionist is the card I sent them a year later. This stuff is impactful. People keep these things because they're personal and they celebrate them, right? So I'll let you do that. I'm going to go into all the details of how that works. It's just awesome. And it's not very expensive. The other thing is we do have an affiliate program for people who sign on and want to, just recommend it to people. And if you recommend 2 or 3 people and they sign up, pretty much the system's free for you. But it's really celebrating others. So I'm out of time.
If you've got more to say, you got another minute. If not, we'll.
Oh, good. Yeah, I used to be a pastor. I mean, hey, I could keep talking forever. Just talk to any congregation that I pastored. Just a couple of things, right? If you get mail and just some data, this is some interesting stuff. You talk about data, not just my word for it. If you send things to people, they feel more valued. We've got data that shows that. If you send things out to people, they're 64%, for example, more likely to visit your website. If you send things out to people, we already know this instinctively, but we know from studies they're massively more feel more valued as a person. No, you don't feel valued when you get email. I don't know about you. I mean, it's nice, and sometimes it's nice somebody thought about me, but to get that card, to get something physical, or to get a gift, because we do gifting, personal gifts, it's just a different level of business for a very little amount of money. So that's what I want to say, just to really celebrate your customers and find a way to do that. And if you come and talk to me, we can see how it might be a fit for you. And because of this is a special group, I might be able to help you a little bit if it's something you need some help with in terms of financing or not making it so expensive. But we'll just leave it at that. So it's awesome, and I wish you all the best. And I'd love to send you all cards, but I don't have your addresses. So there you go. Have a great day.
Thank you, John. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you do for sure. So next up is Miss Angie Ciroli, and I know she had something she wanted me to share, and I'm hoping that I can pull it up. So far things have gone fairly well. Where did it go? It's not here. Angie, you're going to be mad at me. I apologize because I cannot find your link here. It was here and something must have got kind of crazy, but we'll go ahead and introduce her. Ms. Angie was educated in chemistry and chemical engineering, leading her through careers in environmental engineering and pharmaceutical sales. Through this journey, she realized her passion for not only preserving our natural resources, but understanding how they help our bodies thrive. Through her business, Green Health First, people experience the power of God's gift of the earth and learn how they support the systems of the body to give more energy, fight more efficiently against sickness, and rest better, basically to thrive. Her passion is to equip and empower while assessing what the body needs to achieve optimal health. This is achieved by identifying simple natural tools like foods, herbals, essential oils, and other natural supplements per an assessment tool. She supported the wellness programs for many businesses and nonprofits through her fundraising program and health fair participation. The business model can be used and adapted to add income as well as increase productivity as improved mental and physical health is realized. Welcome, Angie Ciroli.
Hey, thank you, Cheyenne, and welcome everybody. I'm Angie Ciroli, as was introduced. I'm sorry that we didn't have the visual to give you, but one of the things on that visual I will point out is that the first wealth is health. And that is my motto. If we're not healthy, we're not as productive as we can be. And that applies not only to us as business owners or employees, but also to our families. Because when our families are sick, that affects us with our mental clarity and our focus. So my passion, again, is to empower and equip and to help folks learn how to live healthier so that they can thrive. My business, Green Health First, has two different product lines that I use, but I do use other products, not just what I promote, to help people find what works for them. So the 2 Cups Green Tea Hawaii products are products that I've used in fundraising for over 7 years. I love certain nonprofits, and I know a lot of people do out there, which is why I'm a member of We Care partnerships. But I have participated in many runs and cycling events and other types of events to bring these products to experience and also to sell to help those fundraisers reach their goals. And this is something that's easy to adapt for anyone with the product line. And of course, as you experience, you share, right? The other product line, well, actually these products I actually have used in health fairs as well. And we have certain businesses that have put them in their break rooms. And we also have businesses like the Climbing Place, where I partnered with their climbing teams to raise money to go to tournaments. They have now made it part of their retail line that they offer at the Climbing Place. So those are just some ways and avenues that I'm looking for and that we can certainly do as a referral or partnership, you know, in commissions, that kind of thing. The other product line I use is the doTERRA products. And doTERRA has just a wealth of resources for education, for the services like I provide. There's just like no limits to it seems. I love this company because it's the most tested and most trusted. It's had a growth rate like Apple in 7 years, having over 8.5 million customers. And its retention is 65%, where the national average is like 13%. So this set up for your commissions as you are experiencing for yourself, you're getting to that health level that you want to get to by finding those natural tools to make you thrive. You are sharing those, and then you're actually getting commissions for helping other people do the same thing. The reason I love this company also is because they have their own nonprofit, the Healing Hands Foundation, and I am able to work with them to give back. And they do what is called a co-impact partnering with the farmers. So as the research is done and the products are found around the world that we want to generate products from, that we actually partner with these farmers to live better lives, to get better income, to increase their income as well. So you're impacting a lot of people, including your family and people in your community or people around the world by being in this type of business model. And I am glad to help you learn as you want, do a one-on-one, or we have workshops, I have a YouTube channel. In fact, I would love for you to look at this particular, you can see it. This is in the breakout rooms. If you will just let me know, this has some links on it to my YouTube, but also I'm glad to help you find ways that you can find your joy and thrive and your second income. Angie Ciroli, Green Health First.
Awesome. Thank you, Angie. And yeah, definitely. I think what I'm going to do, because we are running a little bit behind schedule here, we will take a little bit of a break after our final presenter, and that'll give us time to set up the breakup rooms, and you guys can go take a little break if you need to. It'll be just like 10 minutes at the most, 5 to 10, so we can get things set up. But we do have our closing presenter, and Kimberly, I apologize for being a little bit behind schedule here, but we know that Kimberly is a powerhouse here, and you're going to love hearing from her. Kimberly McLean has been in print, web, and advertising industries for over 22 years. She's been employed by leaders in engineering, advertising, education, construction, and so many other places, including what I have not heard of before, Pergamon Chess Magazine, where she got a lot of her skill sets just sharpened by being part of that magazine. She has transitioned into creating marketing strategies for multimedia and worked for a number of companies where she sharpened those skill sets. eArtronics was her first company, and she was part of an organization called Pacesetters, where she was able to lead the charge for helping people there to learn about marketing. And she created something called Community Connect, which this is the first time I had heard about this. It actually has some similarities to We Care Partnership's mission. So absolutely excited to hear about that. As she was working in the community, these results earned her a trip to the White House, where she crafted small business concerns that were part of President Obama's last State of the Union address. How cool is that? And in her current role as CEO of Creative Force Studios, she has developed a popular local TV show airing on CW22 and Fox 50 called Roll in the City. She's had stars there that included Dan Aykroyd, Kim Fields, Run DMC, and more. Miss Kim, thank you for being here with us today and representing not only your company, but the City Insight magazine. Take it away, lady.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I think this is an incredible opportunity, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've heard a lot of what everyone was saying here. I took some notes, and I hope to collaborate with you all a little later. Is it possible for me to share my screen?
If I can figure out how to
I can do it if you
post over. Let me see if I can figure out how to pass the host over to ya. Let's see. Is it gonna let me?
There should be a share screen down at the bottom. If you look at the bottom, usually.
All right.
It's green.
I think you're the host now, Kim, so you should be able to share.
Okay. Let me know if you guys can see my PowerPoint.
There it is.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm just gonna kind of go through this pretty fast. I know we're kind of cut for time, but the name of my company is Creative Force Studios, and I like to say we're not just another pretty interface. We do a lot with design work, web work, and a plethora of other things that I'll talk about very quickly. As Cheyenne mentioned who I am, I'm a wife and mother first. I'm a digital marketer second. I have over 20 years experience, as she's mentioned. She mentioned, I have developed TV shows, also have been a community leader with a award-winning program called Community Connect, as she mentioned. So I'll move on. The reason that I'm here is my partner, Joseph Crawford, invited me and introduced me to Cheyenne and your wonderful company. And we do a lot together. Some of the things we do together is developing business directories, branding, content syndication, media support, and affiliate opportunities, and more. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in detail if you're joining me in the breakout room. But I just wanted you to know this is why I am here, and I'm excited to be here. Now, what I want to talk about right now is this: cash flow and a time to expand. Because as Cheyenne mentioned, we're all thinking about this pandemic and this era, and the recession is something negative. But, you know, I've had the opportunity more than once to take advantage of times where you would say, ooh, I'm not having a problem. I'm having a problem with the existing cash flow or economy or job situation or whatever. And so right now, this time is a time to expand. And I, you know, as the hair club guy used to say, it's not just my company, but I'm a client. I practice what I preach, and we'll be talking about that more and more as I go through this particular presentation. What you're seeing right now is a couple of examples of me just doing that. I have several industries that I support as a marketing agency. One of them is the restaurant industry. As you know, that industry took a really big beating at the beginning and still now during this pandemic. But I've helped my clients pivot by doing things like developing online ordering or cultivating a better relationship with the third-party delivery service. So that's part of my job, not only as a marketer, but as a consultant, a business consultant, to help with business development. So I do those kind of things. Also, another one of my clients, which is a physical therapist, I helped her develop a new a product that now allows her to deliver her physical therapy exercises through video streaming and development. And so, and what you're also seeing, in the background there is actually another way that I've pivoted as a marketing and graphic design professional. And I have my own e-commerce store called designedbykimberly.com. And in the breakout room, I'll be inviting you all to not only maybe become an affiliate or even develop a product that complements your brand or, you know, anything that you might want to do. That there's opportunities to do that with designedbykimberly.com. So again, I just wanted to let you know some of the things that I'm talking about, I not only preach, but I practice. And so moving on, Creative Force Studios has 4 core areas of expertise. It's reputation marketing, social media marketing, traffic and lead generation, and funnel and automation. I'll talk a little bit about that, but again, if you really want to know how I can specifically help you, come to the breakout room, because one shoe does not fit all. So I'd love to get to meet you, understand what you do, and try to prescribe something that may be a good fit for you, whether you're a startup or whether you are more experienced and actually have your businesses up and running. Now, again, these are all the things we do, as I mentioned. Social media campaigns, searching, banner ad placement, referral and partnerships. That's something that I think, Cheyenne, we're probably doing a lot more of. Direct mail, again, website generation, lead building, list building, email campaigns, and much, much more. But again, if you come to the session, we'll talk about how that fits you. We show off your brand across the whole web by doing all of these things. I'm gonna move on. Now, I really didn't want to spend a lot of this time actually telling you what I do. I'm hoping that I'm gonna go into a little bit, and if my time, Cheyenne, if my time gets to be too much, or go over my time, you all can come and finish this in the breakout room. But I did want to talk to existing businesses as well as startups of what you're going to need for your web interface and your online presence. So I'm going to go over about 8 little secrets that I think can help you right now to implement soon as you get off this call to enhance your business. If you guys don't mind allowing me to do that. Again, shut me down if you need to, Cheyenne.
Keep going, girl.
Okay. Now, I skipped one. There we go. These secrets that I'm going to provide for you, they really will separate you and start to establish you as a market leader in your industry. Now, I want to start with you understanding new trends. What is a company's brand? And what your brand is really your story and what the market believes about you. It's not about, this great logo or just this great statement, but it really is convincing in getting your potential customer and your existing customers to understand your story. And so a lot of times people kind of look at, okay, this is my business, this is my storefront, and it's got to be separate from my online business brand. But I really don't think so. I think they can be married, and I think they should be. And even if you don't have a brick and mortar, you are your brand, you are your storefront. And so I spend a lot of times telling that story and marrying those particular interfaces, if you will. And so I spend a lot of time coaching, preparing my clients for that presentation. So we're going to talk a little bit about that presentation and your web interface. So right now, most web interfaces read a lot like brochures. They have all these pages, and it's like about us page, a contact page, this service that I provide, that service that I provide. But the problem is most visitors, they don't want a brochure. They usually coming to take action. They usually, or at least that's what we want them to do. They want to find out this information, but we have to be very strategic at how we get them to take action. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, today. Now, there's 4 actions we really want them to take. We either want them to click, subscribe, call, or buy. That's really it. It's 4 things we want them to do, and we don't have a lot of time to do it. So that jumps us right into secret number 1. Secret number 1 is a one-page web page should be a funnel. You do not want multiple pages in your interface. That's a little secret. Most agencies and marketing professionals are not telling us that. They're building us these elaborate websites that don't do those 4 things I just mentioned. And so you're looking at what we do is a website funnel. It's the brand story and how we get there. And we tell that story this way. Why are you different? What do you offer? What is your expertise? And then what is your value? And when you're telling that story in that way, it's designed for that visitor to move through that process and ultimately make a decision to do one of those 4 things that we talked about, which is click, subscribe, call, or even buy. So now you have a funnel. We've got past that part, you have a funnel. So now, how do you qualify traffic to it? Because it's not like the dream of fields. It's not like make it and they will come, right? It's a process now. And then how do you get more conversions? I want you to think about that for a couple of seconds. First question, how do you qualify your traffic? Have you ever thought about that when you talk about your web interface? And then secondly, how do you get more conversions? Because that's really the key, right? And those conversions, again, are those 4 things. Are they clicking? Are they subscribing? Are they calling? Are they ultimately buying? Now, it starts, I'll give you a little hint. It starts by understanding new trends and how they affect your brand online. So all of you had some great, I got notes. On everyone who spoke here today, I took notes on what you all are doing. And when we're in the breakout session room, I'm going to be, I have some notes that I specifically want to talk to some of you that I'm very excited about, and how these trends that I study all day, every day, is going to affect you. I only have 2 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm not going to be able to go through this whole presentation. This, you guys, is a full, maybe 15, 20-minute presentation, and it's designed to teach you more about how to improve your web presence, understand what your existing web presence is, and if you don't have one, what it should be. And so since I only have 2 minutes left, I'm going to stop here. If you want to continue to learn more about how I can help your brand, how I can help you get more traffic to your website, how I can help you get more leads and ultimately get more business, I will be happy to do that. What I will do, I'm going to jump down here because I had prepared some things I wanted to talk about. Now, if you join me in the breakout room, I have a special offer. Now, I was going to go over some of the other things, but I do want you to know I have TV channels on Roku, Amazon Fire, Chromecast, Apple TV, and more. I can help you get advertising on these things, or ultimately even have a channel of your own. And maybe we should talk about that, Cheyenne, and how that might be something that we can collaborate on, and get a lot of these folks in here on a channel, either a program on the channel or a channel yourself. And there's some ways we can collaborate. If you are a content creator, please contact me. Get in the breakout room. I have some opportunities, some that are cost, some that are non-cost. Okay. And so jump in the breakout room. Now, the special offer is this. If you have an existing business, somebody's going to win a free interview video that's going to be on my television channel. And if you are a startup, somebody's going to win a free logo or free entry into an affiliate opportunity that I market personally. So now, one more thing, and then I'm done. I pulled this case study while you guys were talking, because several of you are in the creative field like I am. I'm a painter and I do some other things. So I wanted you to know that I started this particular musician by the name of Daniel Owen. He started a new brand called Missouri Mud Music. I started with a simple logo with him. He's been my client for almost 3 years. He now has a product, a store, his own TV channel, and I do all of these things for him. He also has connected to a nonprofit, and we raise money through selling his products. So I just wanted you to know there's a lot you can do in that musical industry, And I have a lot of experience with that as well. Thank you for your time and meet me in the breakout room.
Thank you, Kimberly. You're just an amazing wealth of information. And I know you could do a seminar for a couple of hours and we still wouldn't even scratch the surface on your knowledge base. No doubt about that. If you can figure out how to give the host controls back to me, I would appreciate that so that I can be able to set up the breakout.
Okay, let me see. I can do it. I'm just trying to see how to stop sharing. Oh, there we go.
Yep, there you go. Awesome. All right. So, we're going to take a 10-minute break right now and give everybody the opportunity to take care of your personal needs as such for the next 10. And at 20 after 12, we will be back here. We will have breakout rooms set up and we encourage you to come and chat with our presenters. If you're not familiar again with Zoom, look on the bottom of your screens. And yeah, I can't see the breakouts yet because Kim's still trying to give it back to me here, but
oh, I'm sorry. I thought okay, I stopped sharing.
Yeah, but you got to go to the participant list and find me in the participant
oh,
list
okay.
And make me the host again so I can set up the breakouts.
I'm sorry. There we go.
That's okay. And, as you had, all right, there we go. As you heard, Kim's got some things that she's willing to kind of do and give away in the breakout rooms. There may be some other people who have some things. So come on back and we'll make sure that we explain how you can access whatever breakout room you want to go to and be able to just chat with some of our presenters. This can be a powerful time. It's a powerful networking time. Make sure you come back and we'll see you at 20 after 12. Thank you for being here, folks. It's been awesome.
Don't forget to come back.
Well, hello, it's Ann from St. Louis.
Here she is. How are you?
Hi, I'm so glad. Sorry I was late. I usually try to get to these Zoom meetings about 15 minutes before the start.